Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, I am Lucille and I live and travel out of my 24-foot Class C RV. It has been about 5 years now that I have been doing this, 4 years out of this RV, and this RV tour is long overdue. It's a super windy day and cold. It's cold and blustery. I'm actually in my jammy pants and a long sleeve shirt. So I figured what a better time than now to do an inside tour of the RV. This is my third day back in Quartzsite this year, and this is my fourth time coming back to Quartzsite, Arizona. So that's what we're going to do. I'm so glad you're here. Hope you enjoy the video. So first of all, I want to say that I did buy this RV brand new. I know a lot of people, you either have people saying that's a great idea, other people saying it's a waste of money. But for my needs, I wanted to buy, sorry you guys, my camera's shaking because it's so windy. I bought brand new because I'm not super mechanically inclined. And for that reason, I wanted to know that I was going to start off and keep clean records of every piece and part of maintenance that I was going to get done on this rig. So that's why I bought brand new. I wish I knew more about mechanics so I could have bought used to save some money, but it is what it is. Okay, so we are going to start with the front of the cab over here. Behind this curtain is where I keep all the stuff that I don't want to look at when I am at camp. Let me show you. Ta-da! So as you can see, I keep extra supplies up here like toilet paper, tissue, clothes that I like to rewear a few times before they're really dirty, because being out here at camp, you want to conserve on your laundry and water. So I rewear things at least 2 or 3 times when I'm out here at camp. I also keep a bag hanging here for all my dry paper goods because while you're at camp, you want to conserve on your trash buildup because remember, you have to pack it in and pack it out. There are no trash services out here on BLM land. So I try to save all my dry paper goods and then burn them at night at the campfire. So back here, I also keep extra sweatshirts, sweaters, um, extra blankets, my jeans, and my jackery back here behind this curtain. And I use this to recharge my all my USB devices, my phone, and things like that. And so when I'm not using anything back here, I just close the curtain and it makes it look a lot better. Okay, so next we're going to cover this corner of my dinette. Welcome to my office. This is my desk. This is where I keep all my pens, some lotion, a nail file. But this is where I like to sit and go through my YouTube notes. I use this book for all my videos, and I sit here and edit so I can work and look out the window at whatever view I might have. So this is what I call my chandelier. At night, it lights up so lovely. You can change the colors. You can set it on white mode or a yellow mode to give me extra light in here. And the good thing about it is it runs off of USB. It's completely rechargeable, as well as this little cute lamp here. And so this is what I use at night to help me conserve on my battery power. Because in this situation, I am out here boondocking. And again, it's all about conserving your battery power. You want to save your energy and your battery power for your heater if it's cold, and just minimal use on the overhead lights if you really need them. So this is really great. I can recharge it with my jackery, and this lasts up to 4 to 5 hours. So that's very convenient to have. I think I found this at Fry's supermarket for like 30 bucks. But it has been very helpful, and I just have it hanging up here with one of these carabiner hooks. And it just hooks right up here. Moving on to the next area of the RV here. These are my hemp hanging baskets. They hang up here by just a hook, and it is super convenient that they are right here by the door. I keep things like my beanie and gloves in case I need them really quickly to go out on a walk or to run outside to handle something. Like this morning, my solar panel was connected to my external port of the RV, and I had to run outside to chase it because it was blowing away in the wind. But anyway, I keep things like that in here. I have some incense, a back scratcher. Keep my grocery list right here. And that way, when I have to run into the store for something, I can just grab it and go. I also keep down here in this corner is my fire extinguisher. And thank you, Bobby, if you are watching. She gave me this very handy fire blanket. So this is very handy to have in an emergency. I can just grab it. And I also keep some bug spray down here. And all of these things are super convenient to have and just to grab in a hurry from the outside as well. This is kind of turned into my junk drawer because everybody has to have a junk drawer, right? Moving up to this cabinet, I keep other things like super glue, push pins, extra tacks and hooks, or anything to repair things up here. I also have some Velcro tape, some zip ties, just kind of an extension to my junk drawer. That's what I have up here, right above the door. And then moving right over here to this cabinet are just some bowls, some plates, some cups, And yes, this is kind of gross, but I have a bottle here that I spit into when I brush my teeth. I don't spit anything into the tanks. I try to keep them as clean as possible. I do use my tanks, but I do my best to keep them clean. And, you know, I save my plastic bottles for that reason, to spit into them. No big deal. It's just an extra step. Okay, real quick, I'm just going to show you what I have in these drawers here right below my kitchen sink. This drawer here is just a spot for, yes, more junk. I have some scissors, my level, small things like that. In this top drawer, I have some silverware, some vitamin C packs that I take occasionally. And in this drawer, I keep canned goods. And of course, my wine bottle opener, can opener. And in this bottom drawer, more canned goods. I like to keep my canned goods in those bottom drawers because they're heavier. I learned quickly and early on that if you put canned goods or heavy items in the bigger drawers, they're not made very well. They will fall right through. And that has happened to me. So now I've learned that they travel better in the lower storage areas because they're heavy, so they won't slide open. It just works. So I store my lighter items up high and the heavier items down below. Moving right along to this area here, everybody thinks it's a stove. It is not. It is another drawer. This is where I keep my baggies, some plastic containers, extra dish towels, pot holders. And right below that drawer, there is another drawer, and I keep some pans in there. It's just enough for what I need. So the next drawer right across from the stove here, as you can see down there, is where I keep extra shoes. So any shoes that will be really dirty, I like to keep wrapped up in plastic bags. Like my hiking shoes and extra water shoes, I like to keep in plastic bags because they tend to get dirtier. And so that helps to keep this area cleaner. Right over here, of course, is my refrigerator. Pretty basic. Everybody knows what goes in your refrigerator. Food. And it's a decent size. I really like it and it suits my needs. Right across from the refrigerator is my closet over here, which I have way overpacked, but I'll show you anyway. This is my very overstuffed closet. And underneath here, I store more shoes. So I have my stove area, and right over here on the counter is where I keep my cooking utensils, some knives. I always have my tea kettle out, my cutting board here, and of course my spice rack, which is quite handy to have here if I'm cooking. And right above the microwave is another cabinet, which I am not going to open because that's where I store my plastic bottles. And every time I open it, they come rolling out. So the next area I'm going to show you are the cabinets right over my bed area. So obviously in this area, I keep my fan, a couple of books that I'm reading, my socks and underwear, some shorts. These are t-shirts and pajamas. And this little contraption normally goes here. Basically holds my phone at night. So if I want to watch videos or a movie, I just stick my phone in here and it holds it quite conveniently. In this cabinet over here, I have my long sleeve shirts, beanies, hats, and more gloves. Coming around here, I have a couple of hats hanging because I love hats. On to the last, least exciting room of the RV is my bathroom. I love my bathroom. I have a toilet here, which I do use. I have a 35-gallon black tank and 30-gallon gray water tank. I have my medicine cabinet here with the basic first aid kits, my toiletries, toothbrush, things like that. And I hang my towel here over the shower. I do, by the way, use my shower as well. Usually what I do is every 3 days when I'm out at camp, I will shower. And then when I go to town, I try to catch a good shower in town. And right below the medicine cabinet here is another cabinet where I keep extra supplies, some towels, and my makeup bag. And up here, I also have toilet paper, tissues, sunblock, and hair ties. I would like to mention is I don't use my bathroom sink to wash my hands. I just store my wipes and things like that here. I do keep my bathroom soap in here though. When I am done in here, I get my soap here and then I just go wash my hands in the kitchen sink, which is right over there. I have one last area that I forgot to show you behind the overhead bunk and behind the curtain. So down here, I basically just store extra items, my hiking bag, a TV tray to carry things in and out if I'm cooking outside, some water bottles, my trash can, and when I shower, I put all the things that are stored in my shower up here in this area. Okay, guys, so that's really it for the inside of my RV. When the weather calms down outside, I'll show you my garage and the outside of the truck. One more alibi before we go outside to look at the outside of the RV are these cabinets up here. I have all my dry goods. I have bread. I have pastas, chips, more chips. I've got my hats in this container here. In that last cabinet there, I store clean sheets, paper towels, and some of my manuals for the RV. My reasoning for storing these goods up there, I just feel like they're higher up and away from the possibility of mice being able to get up there. There's really no way for them to access those cabinets through the RV. Yes, I know they can access pretty much anything, but if it's going to be a little preventative, why not try it? So yes, all my dry food goods I keep up there. Canned goods I store down below in the drawers, which I showed you earlier. Okay, let's go look outside. Okay, so last but not least is this outside storage area. It is huge. Basically, this whole storage area is the size of my corner bed. So all of this is underneath my bed. Okay, so what do I keep in here? So in here I have all my tank cleaning items, like my tank pods, my disposable gloves to put on when I'm hooking up the hoses. In here I keep my sewer hoses. I don't like to keep them in the back just because there's connections that I leave on there that would make it to where they don't fit in the tube in the back of the RV. I also keep my extra propane bottles in here. I have my camp stove, some extra chairs, a table in here that I haven't set up. Normally I do. I just haven't taken it out on this trip. I keep all my cables here in this container. So my power cord, my water hoses, and behind this chair and under that table, I also store my spare tire. I do not keep it outside because when I bought the RV, there was never a mount that came with the truck to mount it. And I had plenty of room in here, so I just decided to keep it in here. And actually, this is better because it's out of the elements. I don't have to worry about anything coming loose in the back, and it sits just fine in there. I also keep random things like a mallet in here, a bottle to fill up with water when I'm having a campfire, my shovel, things like that. I also store my mat, my chairs, everything goes in here. I mean, obviously there's plenty of room. Well, y'all, that's all I really have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got some kind of an idea of my RV and the layout and how I store things. So take care. Give me a thumbs up by hitting that like button if you like this video. And please consider subscribing. Help me reach my goal of 3,000. And we will see you in next week's video. Take care, stay warm, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.